Halli, hallo, Hallöchen Leute und herzlich willkommen zurück zu einer weiteren Runde Let's Play Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes mit mir, eurem MeguronLP. Ja, das letzte Mal haben wir die Hauptstory durchgespielt. Ja, und uns ein paar Kassetten angehört. Jetzt müssen wir uns immer noch ein paar Kassetten anhören, und zwar einmal hier Pars Spionage-Ding und Pars Tagebuch. Die zwei Sachen müssen wir uns anhören. Ja, das ist eine Menge. Und dann, ja, kommen die nächsten Missionen. Ich werde alle Missionen spielen, aber nicht ausführlich, also nicht zu 100%. Ansonsten, ja, hören wir uns jetzt erstmal weitere Kassetten an. Zuerst Pars Spionage oder Tagebuch? Ach, nehme Tagebuch. Alter, 10 Einträge. Naja, beginnen wir mit dem ersten.
As of today, I will be living here at Mother Base. Now my real trial begins. Zadornov was paying my room, board, and tuition, but he has since been captured. I told the man that with no more money from the KGB, I could no longer afford school. He bought my story, and when I said I would be willing to work, he took pity on me and let me stay. For some reason, Miller really pled my case. That was helpful, but the man is still a fool. His men are no better. They think their training makes them strong, but that kind of strength is nothing in the face of true power. And better yet, they wait on me hand and foot, believing I am just a schoolgirl. Looks like I won't be working too hard after all. Just today, while scouting out the living quarters, I saw a group of them in the corner of the deck making a fuss. Going over for a look, I saw they were feeding a kitten. A bunch of grown hard men, and they're the ones acting like schoolgirls. Look, isn't he cute? What is wrong with them? Disgusted, I just nodded and smiled. I must stay in character after all. I indulged their chit-chat for a few moments. Then one of them asked me to give the thing a name. They had just taken it from its mother. I named it Nuke. I improvised some nonsense about how our compassion for living things can help prevent wars. The men gave me a little fish. I held it out in my palm and the kitten happily ate it up. What a pathetic, feeble creature. It sickens me. Today, Chico invited me to go fishing with the soldiers. I suppose finding one's own food does have its merit, but I prefer not to be involved in such a degrading task. And their prattling on about fishing being fun is nonsense. I'm not here to find playmates. Nevertheless, distasteful as it was, I went along in order to maintain my cover. Chico thrust a fishing pole into my hands, and we went up onto the deck where several soldiers had gathered. They welcomed us warmly. With so few women aboard Mother Base, I'm treated like a princess. No one suspects I am neither a teenager nor a student. It was nice and sunny, with a gentle breeze and waves. As I cast my line and waited for a bite, the soldiers began to ask me all sorts of questions. As always, I answered according to our predefined scenario, feigning a smile. As I sat there feeding them lies, the fish began to bite, and the soldiers began to focus on their prey. Chico had his bait stolen by a fish, and got so angry that he stood up and nearly fell into the sea. Everybody laughed. It almost made me want to join in too. At some point, I got a bite myself. The instant after I felt that first gentle tug, the fish yanked the line with astonishing strength, and I let out a cry of surprise. I thought he was going to be huge. It was my first time fishing, and I was a bit flustered, so the soldier beside me helped by supporting the pole from behind. "Reel it in," they shouted. I nodded, turning the handle as fast as I could. I wondered what kind of fish lived below the surface, and thought back to the deep sea dives I had to do as part of training. Those were difficult days, but I remember finding the multicolored fish gliding through the water incredibly soothing. After a hard fight, I pulled it up. To my surprise, it wasn't even half a vara, rather anticlimactic. But I wasn't doing it for fun, so I wasn't the least bit disappointed. Nook was hovering nearby with an expectant look on his face, so I gave the fish to him. All in all, a thoroughly wasted day. Preparations are coming along nicely. No one suspects me of being the one to let Zadarnov out of his cell. Today, Amanda and I taught Cecile how to make gallo pinto. It is a simple home-cooked dish consisting of black frijoles mixed with arroz. It is well known throughout Central America, not just in Costa Rica, so it is no surprise that a Nica like Amanda would be good at making it. But I was raised in the States from a very young age, and could hardly even remember my mother's gallo pinto. Having to make chit-chat with that clueless bird lover and the so-called revolutionary was excruciating. And, clueless or not, I will need to be especially careful around Cecile, the one who actually recorded that tape. Thankfully, Miller and his men seem to believe I mistook the tape I found for one my friend made. In any case, one can never be too careful. Anyway, the three of us minced garlic and herbs, then cooked them in a pot with frijoles we'd soaked overnight. While waiting for them to cook, we sautéed onions and arroz in a frying pan. Cecile worked the frying pan according to Amanda's directions, but seemed a bit glum. She does have a knack for cooking, though. She is French, after all. We added water to the pan and watched the arroz begin to steam. While we waited, Amanda shared memories of her mother with us. They had been separated because of Simosa, but the taste of her mother's cooking was still fresh in her mind. When the frijoles were ready, we drained the water, stir-frying them with the rest of the vegetables. Quite a complicated process for home cooking. Nonetheless, it kept them occupied. The longer we sat and talked, the greater the chance of my arousing their suspicions. With women, it is not enough to just bat your eyelashes and giggle. It takes a lot of effort to divert attention. When the arroz was done cooking, we folded it into the frijoles and added salsa, stirring the mixture as it simmered. At this point, for some reason, the conversation turned to romance. Why does it have to be that way whenever women get together and chat? Cecile fancies herself to be well versed in such matters, and gave Amanda all sorts of advice. It was harmless enough, until, to my irritation, she began pestering me whether there was anybody I liked. Not right now, I said, trying to dodge the question. But she pressed on. It's Snake, isn't it? I gritted my teeth and played it coy. Maybe. Cecile nodded and giggled. He is pretty sexy, isn't he? What a ditz. It's all I can manage to just survive. The thought of romance has never once crossed my mind. I have no interest in that kind of man. Soon enough, a rich aroma began to fill the room. The gallo pinto was ready. New came over and rubbed up against our legs, looking for a handout. Unfortunately, it was not the kind of food a cat would like. We let a few of the soldiers have a bite, and then headed off to the mess hall. The home-cooked flavor we'd achieved was a big hit with the men of MSF. Not that we are trying to impress them or anything. Even I could manage a dish like that. Snake enjoyed it too. Let me make this absolutely clear. I have no interest in that man.
Sehr interessant. Okay, genug angehört. Die anderen hören wir uns nach der Mission an. Also wir gehen alle Kassetten durch, aber nur nach und nach. Gut, Mission, Auswahl. Nächste Mission. Ja, auf normal. Aufgabe: Suche und vernichte 2 Marines, die sich in Laos als unbarmherzige Assassinen einen Namen gemacht haben. Verlasse danach das Missionsgebiet. Okay, 2 Dinger töten. Wahrscheinlich müssen wir dadurch, also Soldaten gefangen nehmen, sie aushorchen, also verhören, und dann finden wir die 2 Leute, die wir töten müssen. Okay. Die Ränge der Motherbase werden von jenen besetzt, die vor... War mal wieder zu langsam. Egal. Es ist Tag.
The mission objective is to eliminate 2 U.S. Marines officials. The pair were in Laos together, but retired after the U.S. withdrew its forces. They were a sniper spotter team. In country, they were known as Glaz and Pallets, the eye and the finger. I've sent VIs of the targets to your iDroid. Take a good look. I've sent the target's fields of movement to your iDroid. These are averages worked up from a study by the Intel team.
Wo sind wir? Wir sind hier. In die Basis kommen wir hier rein. Kümmern wir uns zuerst darum. Ich sagte, wir kümmern uns zuerst darum. Ja.
Remember, boss, this is a sneaking mission. If you're detected, the targets are bound to take extra precautions. It's crucial that you eliminate the targets quickly and quietly. Do not let the enemy see you.
Okay, am besten... Das war knapp. Richtige Penner. Naja, gehen wir doch hier oben lang.
How you eliminate them is up to you, boss. This job. The clients are KGB contacts from my Columbia days. Don't worry, they had nothing to do with Zadornov. They lost a lot of comrades to the eye and the finger. The NVA lost high-ranking staff too, but also their families, their children. To the east, the two were a reason to be afraid of the dark. Their extradition to face trial is even on the table in the peace talks. Now that they're out of Laos, the two are enjoying a relaxing vacation in a loophole, one surrounded by minefields and barbed wire. Even if the war ends, the East fears their return. For our clients, it will only truly be over when these two are dead.
Leider, jetzt ist da oben noch ein fetter Wagen. Okay, wir schleichen uns weiter so an. Aber das ist echt verdammt spannend, was man alles hier erfährt. Das geht... Für Leute, die das Spiel noch nicht kennen, für die ist es bestimmt richtig geil, diese Story weiterzusehen. Sind wir bald am Ziel? Wir sind bald am Ziel. Wo bin ich? Also ich bin hier. Ja, scheiße. 2 Soldaten.
Hey, so I hear we got new recoilless rifles in the armory?
Yeah, armor penetration's way better than before. One clean shot and boom, stop an AV right in its tracks.
Egal, die umgeben wir.
Finger on the right side of the trigger.
Ach, ich würde euch am liebsten so gerne spoilern. Also jetzt, wer X12 ist und alles mögliche, aber das erfahrt ihr alles noch. Was, davon ist dann auch noch mal 2. 3 sogar. Wird ja immer schrecklicher und immer schlimmer.
I've sent VIs of the targets to your iDroid. Take a good look. Open the menu tab, then select Mission Info.
Ach so. Wir müssen auf die andere Seite. Ja, da schleichen wir uns hier einfach mal an den Soldaten vorbei. So, wir sind jetzt an der richtigen Stelle.
Marker removed.
Jetzt müssen wir nur noch den richtigen Typen finden. Das heißt, wir müssen uns einen schnappen und verhören. Weil so wäre es am einfachsten. La 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 la. Da haben wir den Soldaten. Da schleichen wir uns jetzt ganz langsam an.
CP, this is Zulu 2. Early just now. Need somebody to check it out. Over.
This is CP. Understood. There's no one available to back you up right now. Exercise extreme caution and proceed alone.
I've sent VIs of the targets to your iDroid. Take a good look. Boss, the data I sent earlier was based on the target's known positions at the time. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to clear one of them from your map. According to our intel, the target's on the move and no longer in that area. You'll need to use your own eyes now. But whatever you do, find him.
The map has been updated.
Schauen, okay. Finden. Aber wie machen wir das am besten? Ich würde am liebsten jemanden verhören. Ich wollte den da oben verhören, aber der da hat ja was Komisches gehört. Naja, wenn er sich umdreht. Schön die Klappe halten.
Speak. Spit it out.
Okay, der wusste nix. Was ist der was?
The map has been updated.
Oh, ich will nicht wissen, wo der Gefängnisbereich ist.
What the hell?
West target.
Ah, scheiße. Aber wer hätte gedacht, dass
One target down,
der
one to
Typ
go.
das ist?
His buddy's on his way to hell. Don't let him travel alone.
Was?
You alright?
Achso. Ich kann hier doch nicht jeden abknallen. Schnell weg hier. Da kommt schon der nächste. Mama mia, die sterben wie die Fliegen. Okay, weiter geht's. Wir müssen da hoch in die Basis, in die Hauptbase. Lalalala, dann geht's mal auf in die Hauptbase. Hätte aber nicht gedacht, dass einer von diesen Typen da Ding wäre. Also die Person, die wir gesucht haben. Oh, da hustet jemand. Da ist wohl jemand krank. Der Soldat da oben könnte uns sehen. Darum schleichen wir uns ja einfach etwas hoch. Und da ist wieder ein Panzerfahrzeug, war ja klar. Müssen wir da komplett rein? Wir müssen da komplett rein.
Marker placed.
Okay, soweit ich weiß, gibt es da vorne irgendwo so einen Tunnel oder so einen Hintereingang. Da müssen wir rein in diese Basis. Wo sind hier eigentlich die Soldaten? Ah, schon gefunden, die Soldaten.
I've sent VIs of the targets to your iDroid. Take a good look.
Ja, so ziele ich. Ach, das sieht immer so grausam aus, wenn man den in den Gesicht schießt und auf einmal das ganze Blut raus splattert. Hier, das ist der Tunnelweg, den ich meinte. Ui, eine Ratte. Die können wir wahrscheinlich fressen. Zumindest im dritten Teil konnten wir sie instant fressen, wenn wir eine Gabel gehabt hatten. Wir sind Big Boss, der durch die Kanalisation rennt und Leute umlegt. Geht's hier doch nicht rein? Alter, warum wird das jedes Mal so unscharf? Okay, wir sind drin. Irgendwo hier gibt es auch eine... Oh, ich dachte gerade schon. Was? Wer oder was sieht uns? Na egal. Einmal Tür knacken. Geschafft. Und durch das.
I've sent VIs of the targets to your iDroid.
Scheiße, sind das viele. Das sind locker 3 Köpfe. 4.
Confirm targets A and B neutralized.
Has been
Good. You've completed the objective. Now get out of there. Either exfiltrate by chopper or make your way outside the mission area by land.
Wo schießen die hin?